Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
In being a race director for so long, what are some things that you've learned over the years, some advice that you would kind of give to somebody else who's looking to do this sort of job that you've been doing so well for so long?
Oof. Um, should have thought of that one before I got on. Give me a second. I think it's funny. One of I would say don't sweat the small stuff, but you can't really say that because everything we do is a million small rotating pieces
Mm.
of putting an event on. I think one thing, and I've helped train quite a few race directors that are there now. One thing that I learned, and it just helps me, and I passed it on to them, and this is more of a stress management thing, but is obviously there's times when we're in the middle of it. We've got weather going on, we got lightning, we're calling out weather, everyone, we got to hide, we got to do this, we got into weather protocol. Then someone loses a child. I've had this happen before where literally the weather was so bad we had to evacuate the course and everybody out, we're done, we're closing down. But then we had a lost child at the same time, which is the rule is you lock everything down and don't let anybody out. So I'm like, okay, so I'm evacuating everybody, but I can't let them out. And those are the things that just, they'll fuck up a few people's heads. So I've always said that in times like that to my race director, I say, what you need to do is just stop dead. Because you're right in there, you're in this like 20 feet view. You need to stop. And whether you do it physically or cycle in your head, but step back out of the whole situation and start again.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds hard to explain, and it's kind of a reset in like the most stressful, because we do. I mean, it's sometimes incredibly stressful. People can be unpleasant. Athletes, people, the chiming chip didn't work, or this didn't work, or this guy cheated. And I saw, it's nonstop. It's constant barrage of just stuff, which is the job. So I think that kind of resetting and take a breath, step back, look at the big picture, and then step back in would be my biggest tip for a race director. And obviously know your skill set. You have to really learn all of the different pieces because, to be an RD, you got to be able to obviously design a course. You should definitely run them. I told all the RDs when I was working at the department, you really need to run a race. You can't RD a race without having any idea what the customer experience is. So that's another big one. Make sure you run the race, and just keep honing it, sharpen the saw, I believe the expression is.
Yeah.
So long way around saying don't fuck up.
Another thing that I've heard, and this might have been on Scott's podcast, I'm not too sure where I remember hearing this, but you're very vocal on not blaming the learner. Like you're very good in taking responsibility when something is your fault, whether it's have like course marking, understanding how Groupon tickets work, which I think was like way back in the day. Uh,
Yeah.
it's up to you to kind of like step up and take the blame, which from any community can be pretty difficult. But with OCR community, they can get pretty intense. So
Yeah. Well, the thing is with that, and I've been doing that most of my life, and I actually read a book, and it goes into the same thing, and I was like, oh shit, I do that, and I read it. It's the Extreme Ownership book, the Jocko Willink, the Navy SEAL guy. And extreme ownership, that's exactly it. And I teach my kids the same. It's like, listen, when people come to you, and this is just me, when they come to you all pissed off and stressed or what have you, customer, my chip didn't work, my kid missed his heat, all that stuff. It's if you take the blame, or at least give them that, hey, look, I apologize that this has happened. We should have done da. What can we have done better? All that kind of stuff. It diffuses it a lot. Because I tell you, when I'm a parent, and my kid, as soon as I say something to my kid, oh, it was him. That pisses me off more. My kid, and they randomly will do it, be like, you know what? I just didn't think that was on me. I apologize. I'm like, okay. So like, okay, they just Garfielded me back. But so yeah, that's one of my sort of my theory there is, and again, if it's someone new, if it's a race director that messes up or someone on site, it's all right, what could I have done better? If I didn't train you well enough, I didn't give you the tools, you have to do that. Your leadership, you have to be the one to bear the cross, I guess.
Yeah.
because that's part of the job, unfortunately, is to be the big catcher's mitt for shit.
Yeah. And then at the same time balancing that with stepping away and not micromanaging, knowing your limits
Yep.
too. Like that
Very
that's
fine line.
that
Very
would
fine line.
yeah.